to be at the absolute best venue in the city of Atlanta tonight. That's one of us for having me. My name is Mayhem. I moved to Atlanta when I was 7, and I've been here for about 25 years now, so
Okay.
Atlanta's home.
Okay. You love Atlanta?
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody loves Atlanta. What were some of your major influences coming up music-wise?
Growing up, I mean, I listened to rock, I mean, you know, 80s, just like, I was the 80s baby, so I grew up on like everything really. Musically, I started off with rock stuff, playing guitar, and then I found electronic music, I started fucking with that. And within that, I just kind of did everything from that point. I was making hip hop beats, I was making house music, I was making drum and bass, that was my main thing. So I really like dove into that lane, worked the drum and bass scene for a long time, and I still make drum and bass now, but 2005-ish, I started breaking out back into other genres as a focus, doing electro, and then dubstep as the whole dubstep kind of scene came to play. From there, making rap beats on the side and stuff, and then it just all kind of came together, you know, it's like a little epiphany, like, I'm from Atlanta, this is like the shit I've been immersed in my whole life. Trap, they're calling it, you know, whatever, there's so many, it's just encompassing, so like.
What do you like to call your music?
Man, honestly just music, you know, because it's like genres are cool and I appreciate them, but at the same time I feel like it can be limiting and I don't know, it's just, I just prefer to, you know, just, I don't know, keep it varied up. I wouldn't want to call it one thing because it's like I still put out drum and bass, I put out rap, just straight rap records. I make dubstep records still. You know, I'm kind of all over the place and you can't really like, I don't want to pigeonhole myself on my sound or anything.
Well,
so.
Speaking of your music, tell us about TRAPANESE. What is TRAPANESE?
So TRAPANESE is an idea that I had a couple years back when kind of the whole EDM trap music kind of fusions first started. Speaking of what we were talking about, it's like, man, like when we talk about trap music, we're like, y'all are speaking a whole nother language, because like, you know, I grew up on Waka and Jeezy and TI and like Gucci and like just the OG like trap music that was about like trap life, you know, and like to hear it kind of like put in a light where it was like this whole other thing. I get it, but it was just like with TRAPANESE, it was my whole idea with it was like when we talk about trap music, for me we're talking a whole nother language. So I wanted to put something out there that kind of reinforced what I found to be trap music, and it doesn't necessarily need to be about like slanging drugs or something, but like it can be like a more like even R&B kind of jam that's just about like the life that like is at the end of the tunnel for like for the trap, you know. It's just like the inspiration, because trap music is super inspirational and like it can be taken in a couple different lights. It can be dark and violent, or it can be kind of like, you know, we can make it through the struggle kind of shit, like struggle music. So it's like that I wanted to push something that defined it for me, you know, and it just gave me an outlet to kind of push out my hip hop stuff, like, and then the stuff I was feeling just as a tastemaker, like, you know, if there's someone like Pee-wee who's bubbling super hard, like I want to push those records out into kids who know me from EDM music. It gives them a kind of like a window into like what's happening in Atlanta, and the guys who I'm feeling. Lil Uzi Vert's another like up and comer that I put on there, and then the dudes I'm working with, Sniper, Mac Turnup, Silk, Kickstand. I've got all them interchangeably kind of hosting the series as well, so that's kind of TRAPANESE in a nutshell. It's a little DJ mix that I've done that's like 30 minutes once a month, and right now my plan is just to like run it through the year and drop 12 of them, and then I might kill it after that and just go on to the next thing, but it's just a statement that I wanted to make for a long time.
And for the record, just go ahead and tell everybody where we can find TRAPANESE as well.
Just hit my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/mayhem, MAYHEM. Don't put too much southern slang on it, spell it with an A. I'm not a meat byproduct.
There you go. So I wanted to ask you, how did your affiliation with Waka Flocka derive? How did you meet him?
So that's a crazy one, because when me and Anti-Serum, who I collaborated with a ton out in San Francisco, we were working on a record in that kind of trap style, and got the Waka sample, like the Waka's the inspiration, you know,
Right.
sampled him. That record went crazy, like overnight. The biggest reaction to a record I've ever had, and it was just like 0 to 100, you know, and so that record got movement. Waka ended up hearing it pretty quickly after we had made it, South Side, and it opened up a kind of conversation. But at first they weren't really fucking with it. They were like, "It's cool, but you know, what are we gonna do with this?" Like, and then about a year later, Waka's out in Europe. He's touring. Fat Jesus is his security dude. He knew the record. He was fucking with it. It got played at the club and just went crazy. And he saw it.
Though?
Yeah, he saw it with his eyes and he was like, okay, this shit is legitimate. Like, this has some gas behind it.
Definitely.
And so he ended up like reaching out. We connected a couple different times, and then we just started working together and mind that this shit went out.
Yeah, and speaking of, you know, it blowing your mind, I know it must be a lifestyle that you have to get used to compared to, you know, just an ordinary life where we're working 9 to 5, blah, blah, blah. You, however, you've been traveling a lot lately, right?
Yeah.
How is that? How are you adjusting to having to move around so much?
I mean, it's been something I've done over the years without my career. Like, it's been crazy, and then it's been slow, and then it's crazy again, and it's gone. It's been a roller coaster, like up and down with shows and stuff like that, and traveling in general. But like lately, I've just been going 100%. Like, I'm trying to bang out as many records as I can at the highest quality that I can, and just like keep doing different things. Like I said before, like not pigeonholing myself into one genre or one sound. I've been doing a ton of rap records lately, but I'm moving back into more focusing on dance records again, and just kind of mixing it up and going all over the place. But my lifestyle is 24 hours. I mean, I get up 3 p.m., 1 p.m., somewhere around there during the day. I spend time with my son every day, 5 hours, and then back to work, you know, all night, 12 hours plus until 8, 9 in the morning, and then call it and keep it moving, and then pretty much straight, a lot of times just straight from the studio to the airport to hit the gigs, to play, to like sleep a little bit on the plane, do the show, you know, like just keep it moving. Like, I want to keep running every day, just knock it out. Like, I feel like
hard in the paint.
it's now's the time, you know. So I'm just trying to grind super stupid.
Definitely.
In 2015 and just in general. So.
Did you always know? I'm sorry. Okay. Did you always know that this is what you wanted to do? Be a DJ/producer?
To make music, for sure. I mean, I was 8 years old when I was like begging my parents to get me a guitar, and like I got the guitar. I was in love with Nirvana, grunge music. I started playing in a little garage band. My friend, he had the drums, so I'd mess around with the drums sometimes. And then my friend showed me electronic music, and from that point, I kind of dropped all the instrumentation, and I didn't really use it. And I just, as of the past like 5 or 6 years, I got into playing the keyboard a lot, and a little bit of like getting out the guitar again and like playing, fucking around with the drums a little bit. But I don't know, I'm going on a tangent now, but that's like as far as how I thought like what I would do. It was always music from day one. I mean, it's just always something, and then it's always changing. It went from, you know, playing guitar in a garage band to like producing records on the computers, and then DJing on vinyl, into like, you know, now just on the USBs, and going through the whole technology transition from things being analog into digital, and now I'm just all in pretty much in the box on my laptop, just working on jugging out the laptop.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I bet it's pretty busy.
I want to do music.
Yeah.
And then when it came to high school, I dropped out junior year because I didn't have enough credits to walk senior year.
Right.
I was like, music's popping. I'm starting to DJ now. I'm getting bookings at 17, and I followed it, and my parents were cool. They let me get the GED and drop out and keep it moving. So that's like everything, you know. Like, I gotta shout them out, and definitely shout out my sister too, because she's 5 years older than me. And if it wasn't for her being in the early like EDM scene, you know, rave culture, like the mid 90s, I wouldn't have been exposed to it, because she brought back the mixtapes, she brought back the CDs, and then like Neighbor as well was making techno, so it was like the surroundings for me, like growing up in Gwinnett with my sister and my neighbor, like the two of them were like my whole gateway into making electronic music, which I wouldn't be doing anything I was doing if it wasn't for that. But
well, shout out to Big Sis, because we definitely love the techno, electric, you know, dance music. I love it. Me personally, I love raising this pump. That's my thing. But anyway, so I do want to say, I did do a little research before we got here. I was on your Instagram and I'm like, okay, this guy loves to eat. All I see is food, like food. Is it just that you love to eat? Have you ever considered cooking as a profession?
I mean, I'm not a great cook. Like, I'm not a horrible cook. Like, but I wouldn't, I would never even. I mean, you might go dig deep and find some ones of me like trying to do something on Instagram, but nah, it's my cooking doesn't hold up to that. But I just love food. I mean, being able to like travel for a living and like experience different cuisines and just go across the world, it's like me, Japan, like that's everything for me. That's why the whole Trapanese thing is like a real kind of, it's like the essence of like my personality and what I'm fucking with. It's like rap music, Japanese culture. That's me in a nutshell. I love the food, but I love food in general. So
I see.
I push the Fat Boy swag. We're talking about doing something a little bit more with it in the year. Just some kind of like more, not like full on like show or anything, but just some shorts like of me showing some stuff and like going and exploring
like
a couple things with food. Yeah, just fun stuff like.
So you kind of just touched on my final question. I was gonna ask you, what can we look forward to in the future from you? I know you just said you want to do a little bit of documentary.
Yeah, we're gonna do something with the food. That's kind of, it's very like back burner, just like
But it would
fun,
be possible like a
idea.
YouTube channel or World Star. If you could have like a little documentary every once a week, or when you're showing like different cuisines, that would be a great idea. I'd watch.
Yeah. I mean, it could be cool. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that, like I said, it's back burner. But as far as like the projects and stuff that are coming, there's a lot because I've been, like I said, just straight in the studio constantly.
Right.
So just to start on the rap side, I've got the Young Licks tape that we just dropped. That just went up on Live Mixtapes and it went up on iTunes. I've got a tape with Lil Silk that's coming.
Okay.
I've got a single with Sniper from Hood Rich that's coming out this week, and a whole tape with him. It's one of the larger tapes that I've done because just in the past 6 months I've started doing rap tapes and like I'm cranking them out, and we've got some really dope shit brewing. I got a tape called Kickstand from Hood Rich as well, and then I've got a bunch of random singles, something with Young Thug. I've got with the Bust record with Waka that just went up through Pornhub, which is a really weird thing. You should check that out online. The videos
all you
really
porn
funny.
watchers, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then I've got what's it, Thug? The Thug one. I got PB Long Way record. Just working super heavy with Hood Rich.
Okay.
So there's a lot of stuff that's coming out between us, me and DJ Scream, me and Hood Rich Keem, me and Dundeel are working on a project. This Thugger thing, I don't want to talk too much about it. We got all kinds of stuff with that. And that's pretty much the rap side in a nutshell, I would say.
Right.
Then moving on the EDM side, I got records with 12 Planet that are coming. I got a ton of records with Brills that we stacked up like 6 things or so. It might be like a little EP package or something.
Right.
Tons of new records with Anti-Serum. I got some solo tunes that are kind of rare, but I'm trying to do more of those these days. It's less the collaborations.
You're like tackling like both sides. That is crazy.
Then tons of drum and bass stuff. Logum, CERN, stuff coming out. We just dropped a single on Ram with Armani Rain, who's a drum and bass MC here in Atlanta.
Right.
So yeah, it's deep. And I've got a whole R&B project too that I'm working on the side thing. So there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff. But I'm stoked on it all. Like it's just I'm slowly flooding it out and just trying to hit everyone with the new records and keep killing them and just trying to improve the craft.
Yeah. Well, we definitely, for one, I am a fan. We look forward to everything that you're about to give us. I just want to say keep up the good work and thank you so much for allowing us to sit down and talk to you about, everything that you have going on.
I appreciate y'all taking the time to fuck with me. Yo, what's good? This is Mayhem. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm fucking with TUC Magazine.